Legend Total War here, and today we've got a rating your Doomstack video playing as the Masters of Innovation with a Thunderbarge Doomstack. We've got 17 of these killing machines in here, and we're going up against Karakadrin Endgame Crisis, where there are 4 full stacks in here, including another Thunderbarge. So let's jump in here where it says Decisive Defeat and Auto-Resolve, and showcase just how ridiculous this unit is. I'm going to go out of a limb here and say that this is probably now the most powerful unit in the game, because it requires 0 micro, and there's only a handful of units in the game, period, that would cause any distress for these units whatsoever. And they would have to be single entities, high tier, and flying. If they're not that, then they really don't threaten the Thunderbarges, because the amount of missile resistance that you can give these units, especially when playing as Malachi's faction, and we'll go through it when we get onto the campaign map, and I'll show you how much missile resistance you can actually get for these guys. It's kind of ridiculous. So what we're going to do here is try to give the AI as much of a chance as possible, but they don't stand a chance here. It's kind of ridiculous. So just wait for them to get organized, and just talk about what we got here, right? So pick one without a rune. So this one here, it's got 70% missile resistance. So that is something that only Malachi's faction is going to be able to get, because some of his adventuring will give a bonus of plus 30% to all Thunderbarges, right? So the other factions will be able to get 40%. Then we've also got this over here, emergency repairs. So when they drop below 50% health, they will get 10% heal per second for 2 seconds. However, you might think that means 20% extra health. It actually means 30% health, because with any ability in this game, the moment an ability is triggered, it actually triggers on the 0 second, on the 1 second, and on the 2 second, right? So you actually get 3 ticks of it. Okay, just let them get organized. And yeah, these guys, have a look at this ability here, Gunship. This unit relies entirely on missile attacks to deal damage and has no melee capabilities. Attack ground targets from directly above, attack flying targets from range, and have certain riders with infinite ammunition. And then as far as single entities are concerned, you've got the Spear of Grugny here, which dishes out just ridiculous amounts of damage. This unit here is just a, if you purchase them, you win. That's all there is to it. So let's get them organized. Because this requires like no micro as well. Absolute 0. All I gotta do is just hover them above the enemy, and just make sure that something is within range. That's it. Because it says here range 1, but it's actually higher than that. That's just for their primary weapon. Okay, ready? Just hover above them. And we'll see how much the dwarves can actually dish out to Thunderbarges. I think this was a pretty good enemy choice to go up against. We've also got this ability here, Thunderburner, but it damages them, which I just don't think we need to use that in this particular situation here. I like how these open up and drop the bombs. That's nice. Oh, you got gyrocopters? That's funny. So you can spend a lot of time on this battle just in cinematic mode. They just can't do anything about it. I mean, they're firing at us, but we got so much missile resistance, it just doesn't matter. Just ridiculous. This is from a balance point of view a real problem, but from a gameplay point of view, I think it's fun. Do you know what's funny? This is the dwarf solution to the Skaven. Because remember how I said that the only unit that is vulnerable to is single entity, like tier 5 flying units. Skaven don't have any flying units. But legend rattling guns and Giselles. No, actually, I don't think so. I don't think they have enough firepower. Then we've also got this here, the Spear of Grogny. This is a pretty good ability to use on single entities. There's a few over here, so that's... You really want to use this one at a time. It's very accurate as well. But if they get knocked on the ground, then you're obviously not going to do any damage. Yeah, it's very accurate otherwise. So it'd be really good for units that don't stagger. Also, we can summon the Spirit of Grogny, which is kind of like an even better version of these. Although they don't have as much, it doesn't have as much missile resistance. Look at this! We just didn't take any damage! Took none. Alright, so this one here, this one's taking the most damage. I'm gonna use this to damage it, because I want to showcase and prove how this is actually 30%, right? So let's just get that going. Get some of these guys over here to finish this off, because this battle's over, basically. It didn't take any damage. So, let's go over this one here. Emergency repairs. So, it's got 13,060 health. Half of that is 6,530. So that's when this ability will trigger. Now, 10% of 13,000 is 1,300. So if it triggers 3 times, that means we'll get 3,900 health. So if we're at 6,500 health and it triggers, it should get us over 10,000 health if it is 3,900 health regen. So 3 ticks. Plus with this, you'll actually see it tick 3 times, not twice. But we just got to make sure we keep an eye on that and catch it when it actually happens. Because yeah, the only way for me to damage this army is to literally just damage it myself. Yeah, you guys come over here. A lot of single entities here that can't do anything. Dwarfs up here with grudge rakers, just slaughtering everything. These guys are really bringing that welcome to Estalia feeling. And look, we haven't even done a dent into their ammo. Like, just about nothing was used up. It's just ridiculous. Alright, how are we going here? We still got 2,000 health to lose. Oh look, there's their own Thunderbarge. But if we have a look at that one, it doesn't have emergency repairs. So maybe that's something that only Malachi's faction can get. And it's got 15% missile resistance, sorry. So I think Malachi's faction can get 70% base missile resistance, but these guys can get up to 40, which obviously this one here isn't. I just need to check, I suppose, if the emergency repairs comes with the technology or through Malachi's journeys. How are we going here? 1,000 more health to lose. So, Thunderbarge versus Thunderbarge. Okay, I don't want to miss when this happens. So that one goes down pretty quick. Shattered it straight away. Alright, this is about to trigger. So 6,530, that's when it will trigger. And just keep an eye on how many times it ticks over. 1, 2, 3. 10,000. You actually get 3 ticks of it, 30%. In the legend it says 10% for 2 seconds, the math doesn't add up. Yeah, it's because all abilities, they trigger on the 0 second as well. God damn it. We just didn't take any damage. I mean, tiny little bit. We could have gone up against 4 or 8 full stacks of this. One after another. And the thing is, with Malachi's faction, like, if they get you down to 50% health, and then you win the battle and have to fight another one, you'll just get the emergency repairs again. This is absolutely invincible. So it would take a full stack of Bloodthirsters, or a full stack of Dragons, full stack of Terrorgeist maybe. The thing is as well, you could use the Spirit Grogni to really take him down. Because yeah, you would bypass the missile resistance by going into melee, so you'd need flying units to take this out. So Skaven are just fucked dealing with these units. I guess if you're not going up against Malachi's faction, shouldn't be so bad. And I guess if you're playing as Skaven and you go up against Malachi's faction and he's got a couple of Thunderbarges, it's unlikely that he will have all of the things necessary to get this to 70% missile resistance, because it requires them to have 7 experience, it requires the technology finished, and requires their campaign mechanic to be pretty much completed, which I'm not sure if the AI just automatically does that or if it takes ages. I'm just not sure. So if you were playing a Skaven and you're like, oh no, dwarves are a real big problem now, you'd probably be fine. But AI Skaven, they're fucked out of luck. Because what are they going to do even if they ambush you? Ah, we ambushed you! And then just proceed to get annihilated. Because these would just fire straight away. They have no flying units. So Terrorgeist could maybe do something against them. What else? I don't think Vargeists would do any good. Multi-entity, they just get shot out of the sky straight away. Bats would be useless. Single entity hero Doomstack of like Pegasus Knights, maybe. Yeah, I guess you take them out one at a time. That could work. You're not going to go up against that though, from the AI. They're not going to build that. So it's reasonable to expect that no matter what you go up against, this will be able to handle it. You might go up against 1 or 2 or maybe even 5 dragons in a battle against the High Elves, but this will handle it. So some of the other submissions for the Thunderbarge Doomstack, because there were a few, they were a little bit more heavy on the heroes, and I just didn't feel like it needed it. These units here, in Malachi's faction, by giving them more ammunition, what was the point? They didn't even come close to running out of ammo. Giving them extra speed by getting more engineers, like, that's good and everything, but what do you really need speed for when you don't need to run away from anything? That's the main thing you need speed for. God damn it. What the fuck? It's just insane. Alright, so let's go over all the things that boost these guys. Also, you don't need Malachi McCason himself to boost these units. You can put it on, as long as you've got the faction, because we've got this here, right? Malachi's Adventures. If we go down to this one here, missile resistance for Thunderbarge units. So doing this, the final one here. So it will take you a little while to get to this point. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of bonuses that are pretty damn powerful here. There's also the passability, emergency repairs for Thunderbarges. So yeah, you can only get those 2 very overpowered stats, I guess, for Malachi McCason's faction. Then, if we go into the tech tree, over here, you've got 10% missile resistance for gyrocopters, gyrobombers, and Thunderbarge units. So I don't think it takes that long to get to that point, because this is a tier 5 unit. You're just not going to be able to recruit it straight away in the campaign. But yeah, there's 10% there. And then, because these guys here, they have a base of 15% missile resistance. Okay, so with the technology, that gets them up to 25. Then Malachi, or just any Lord, if you get Dawi firepower here, that gives Thunderbarge units above rank 7 above an additional 7. Above rank 7 will give you 15% missile resistance. So that gets them from 25 to 40%, and then the 30% gain just from Malachi's faction. So that's all armies faction-wide. But if you're playing as Karak Kadrin, you can't get this. So the best you can do if you're playing as Karak Kadrin is get them to 40%, and you won't get emergency repairs. So this is just absolutely ridiculous. This actually breaks my rating. So the previous 2 Doomstacks that I've rated, so that was the Steam Tank Volley Gun 1 and the Great Cannon ones for the Dwarfs, I pretty much rated those 10 out of 10. But this makes them look like 1 out of 10 by comparison. Well, the Steam Tank was a pretty damn good one. So this is going to break my system. I'm basically going to rate this 12 out of 10 just because it's so bonkers that I kind of feel like a nerf is going to come for them, because this is absolutely insane. So in terms of overall like damage dealing, like its power on the battlefield, I think this is actually maybe the strongest Doomstack in the game, because it's just unkillable. It doesn't even need to have a healer in it. Like, there's just so few armies that would even do a scratch to them. It's just ridiculous. It's so easy to use. I didn't even need to micro. I could spend the entire battle just in cinematic mode. The only downside of this is that it's kind of expensive, but this guy here has got a lot of supply lines. So, and I don't know, his economy is a bit crap, but there's a lot of things going on here. So that is its biggest downside, is that it's very expensive, but the dwarves are quite rich, as long as you're doing what you want to do, I suppose. As in, like, building up your economy. So it's definitely manageable for what it can do, and this is really good, I think, for dealing with endgame crisis, because that can be especially annoying. This is the endgame crisis, right?
Hail to the holds. How may I aid your
So I'm not sure if it actually is. Because, yeah, I thought it might be, but maybe they just naturally built that much. Can check. No, the endgame crisis is just the sentinels here. So Karak Kadrin, this is on legendary difficulty, was not the endgame crisis. I thought they were. Anyway, so yeah, basically rating this 12 out of 10 completely breaks my system. This is fucked. It's just so ridiculously powerful. I love it. So anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Thunderbarges. I don't think there's a more powerful unit in the game, but let me know if you think there is a more powerful unit in the game. Short of, like, hero spams. But the thing is, the most powerful hero spam that I'm thinking of is, like, the Festus with Nurgle hero Doomstack. But the thing is, that can't touch this. They can't do anything about it. So this would actually literally beat them, because they can't actually get at them. So some of the previous best 10 out of 10 Doomstacks can't touch this at all. Anyway. So let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Appreciate you. Really appreciate you guys sending in these Doomstacks. We've still got a few more to cover before we get back into disaster battles, I think. And we'll see you next time. Later, guys. Appreciate you.